think for future businesses, there's not one thing without the other, because we are going into a direction where customers are no longer willing to accept that there is no sustainability. We're not there yet, but I think it's super clear to read the tendency. The trend is out there. So, and this especially goes for Germany, where people ask the questions and want to understand what the brand is doing and providing for sustainability. So it's not an either or, it's just a question like, how good are you in combining the two of them?
Sustainability is a huge topic, as we all know it. However, when we analyze the data, we understand that there's something that we call the attitude behavior gap, where you show some attitude, but you behave somewhat differently. And if we apply that on sustainability, we see that obviously in Gen Z, etc., there's a lot of desire for sustainability that's being spoken about. However, in shopping, customers don't tend to always stay true to their values. So that's a somewhat tricky one. But I think apart from that, there is a probably moral obligation for corporations to not only go after profits, but also support things that are just important and good to do. At the same time, obviously not losing money and staying in business. As we know, this is also part of sustainability. But when you look at environmental sustainability, I think that's just a must for every company to contribute towards.
Yeah, this is a very complex field. It's very, very hard to be profitable, and on the other hand, to be able to pay the price for being sustainable. Right now, it's expensive to add sustainability to your products. You need to take care of your energy household. You need to take care of your production system, your transport, your fulfillment, everything. This is really tough to do without any increase in the prices of your products. But if you communicate in the right way and if you are really transparent about that, what you're doing, then you might find the right audience and the right online shoppers to sell your products in.
That's a good question, and I think a tough one. I would say there are a lot of things you can do to be more sustainable. So thinking of where you produce your products, how you ship your products, what kind of payment methods you are using. So there are also payment methods where they are more green or they are more sustainable. But nevertheless, you need to make a good product with a good value proposition, because then you can ask for a higher price, which means you can invest in more sustainable processes or approaches for marketing, for shipping, for logistics, whatever it is. So I think becoming a brand gives you the possibility to be more sustainable, because people are willing to pay more for your product.
The idea of sustainability is that you do something great for the customer and the environment we all live in. So also more than one party has to participate. Yeah. So once we have the ecosystem and the platforms that offer both sides, CO2 trading and so on, green electricity, no waste, then I think the whole system makes sense. I think a single company can be a good example, but it needs more than just a single company to do that. But you can do baby steps, little steps, looking at your food in your company, your electricity, switch to green, train your people on that, will be the first good steps here.
I think that sustainability is key to being profitable in the future. If we look into sustainability, it's not just like the greenwashing to sell to the customer. It's more like, if I find solutions within the company for energy, for shipping, for everything, and if I make this more efficient, then I will save money in the end. It's just like that. For me, it's like an economical reason to be sustainable in the end. And then you can also sell the solution to the customer. It's funny because, for example, for our company, we do this in the back end and we do not even promote it that much to the customer, and others promote it to the customers. But the interesting part is customers will not pay more just because it's sustainable. If it says sustainable, yeah, that's cool, but please don't add any costs to that. So be cost efficient is being sustainable as well.
Actually, we see that as a pretty hot topic, and it's super difficult to say actually, right? And when you see the numbers, for example, a brand like Shein is super well perceived by Generation Z, for example, even if everybody knows that it's not really sustainable and not very focused on the ecologic spirit, right? So I don't have a clear answer on that one, but definitely a balance, and every company needs to be super focused on that specific subject.
I don't really think that is a balance. Sustainability is a requirement. A very high percentage of consumers want purpose. They want sustainability. That's only going to increase with time. So I don't think that there's a balance, and it's not about profitability. If you're not sustainable, your business will be gone in 5 years.
We had exactly the same question a few months and years ago, because in my company we started to change to a very sustainable approach. And what we did was, for instance, we started to produce all our products with our own developed 100% recycled material. And the impact on the product quality was massive. So what changed a lot was on the input side. We are facing lower margins because the cost for producing such high quality and sustainable products are very high. But on the other hand, if you have a look on the customer journey, the customer is much more satisfied with this kind of high quality product, and you will, for instance, reduce your return rates a lot, and that has a huge impact. So it's some kind of switching the perspective from the first contact with your customer to like a more integrated approach, and that will give you a lot of money back. But for sure, you have to you need to invest more at the initial stage.
Many things to become sustainable will cost money and will decrease our profitability. However, you can see many small things that will add up to bigger things. For example, at fischerAppelt we changed our water bottles to a water fountain, which we have there, which saves energy for transportation and the bottles. At the same time, we switched our energy sources to green energy sources. It costs a little bit more, but it's not really more expensive. And the water fountain was not even more expensive than the bottles. We have now a program for employees that are with us for at least 5 years. Every 5 years, you get a tree to plant it, and we plant those trees as a team. And this is a cool thing because the team likes it. So it's employer branding actually. The money goes to employer branding. But it helps us to improve our footprints, and there are many small things that both agencies and clients can do to really balance profitability and sustainability. And it is important because clients are asking for it, employees are asking for it, so you need to do it. Maybe it's not really the question how can you stay profitable, but how much profit can you still make if you're not sustainable, because when you lose your clients and you lose your employees, then there will be no profit anymore.